Going past the start finish line and start another lap. Slow that sucker down before you turn in, because I've cleaned that wall out twice.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get to the start finish line.
You can't get around it to start going, huh?
Keep to the right, clear on the left.
Yeah, I forgot to push the button go live this time. So the race that you watched last night, was that the street stock race or the one that I did at Daytona in the trucks? Eric?
Yeah, buddy.
Roman says hello.
Tell him I said hey, and he needs to tune this damn thing up. We're getting ready for the season. We're going to do it once we get there, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
When do we start? First week of
Hey, good
March?
evening, everyone. Welcome to round 2 here in the GT4 Challenge, part of Cyber Thunder, a little off-season fun. We have got 30 minutes at the Roval here, late sunset, going to be going in tonight. Fuel is probably going to be just like last week. It might be tight. You might need fuel, potentially. Is it working? Yeah. It's working, Mike. Fix your stuff. It's going to be fun here tonight. 30 laps. You do get that one fast repair, but watch out for the walls. They are dangerous. Let's have some fun.
Roman said he's not riding with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm not even streaming right now. I wasn't sure whether he'd want to watch these guys or not.
No, he's on my stream, but you're on your own as far as setting your car up.
Oh no, yep, I've been outbid. Boy, I tell you what, Legacy didn't have any luck this weekend, man.
Ain't that the truth?
That was nothing but ugly. I don't know what to think about Logano's hairpiece.
I don't pay no attention to Logano.
Not your kind of guy.
I don't care for him at all.
I enjoy the way he grins after he's wrecked half the field, and it's just like no big deal to him. It's kind of funny. There's not many guys I don't like. I'm trying to think who I don't like. I don't like Kyle, and then I do because he gives it his all, and I can appreciate that. And he actually has been one of the cleanest drivers for 5 or 6 years. He really has.
Yeah, I don't like Harvick much right
Right.
now.
Yeah, I'm not a big Harvick fan right now, especially. But I'm trying to think who the guys I don't like. Most of them are pretty good people. I'm just trying to think whose personality. There's one coming up that I don't like that much that came out of trucks. I'm not sure if it's Priest. I think it's Priest. I watched him in a truck thing, and he was just an a-hole after the race to some young kid. And he said, well, this is my life, and I get paid. I mean, he went off on a rant, and I lost a lot of respect for that. Because, you know, if you're any good, you wouldn't be down there with him.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Kind of heavy set. Not heavy set, maybe chunky.
Yeah, he was talking about Carson Hocevar wrecking him.
Yeah, the 42. That's exactly right. I didn't like the Chandler Smith the other day in a little interview. I didn't like him. I like the Zane guy better, Smith. I forget what it was about Chandler Smith that, of course, these guys are aggravated. It's hard to do an interview after you're aggravated. Me
Right.
last night.
Yeah, you were pretty fired up last night.
I never get that way, but I've had enough.
One minute 30.785.
I'm not 2 seconds off the pace after all. I'm 6 seconds off the pace. I'm just going to have to race the track and forget that there's anybody else out here and just have fun with it.
Yeah, run your laps.
One minute 29.275.
You really are just kind of racing yourself in this situation and racing the track and letting the chips fall where they may. Hope somebody bends it off into the grass and hope you can make it all back up there.
Right, right.
Well, I'm gonna go pee right quick and I'll be back, Leroy. I guess we need to go we need to go over there. I don't think they're gonna make us go over there. We can probably hang right here.
Yeah, I don't think so. They already had like a little driver's meeting type thing. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do.
Did they happen to say this year that they were going to try to follow iRacing's schedule the best they can, or was that last season?
I know they'd said that last season, and I'm thinking that Crank said that again for this season. They're going to try to follow the NASCAR season as much as they can.
Just trying to figure out. I want to get some practice in on some of the early races because I don't know when they're going to actually tell us the schedule. And if I'm out here running around some practice, I could do it on one of the first 2 or 3 tracks and at least, work towards something was my thought.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do too.
I guess we could look out into the late March and if it ain't, week 2 or 3, at least we'd be running something that's in the future. Maybe pick something into the March, and then when you want to practice or mess with your brakes or whatever you might want to do, that
Also,
there.
oh, wrong one. I think it's going to make us do the full pace lap. I looked at the option for short. It didn't give it to us. Be kind. Please rewind.
All right, let's go around a little bit. See what happens. Bowen's right in front of me.
Line up on the right.
There you go. Go get him.
He's closed right now.
So the first race is like the second week of March. Let's see, the 8th is on a Wednesday. So the first truck race would be on the 7th, and then the Cup race on the 9th.
Okay, so single digits in March. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm going to be in North Carolina with Roman for the first Cup race.
Cool. Well, we'll have to get y'all just hunt me down, watch me run it there.
I'm taking my rig down there with me. I don't want to miss the first race.
Oh, so you actually got? Oh, that'd be awesome.
92.
That'd be cool.
Car. Catch up. 43. Car. Catch up. 20. Car.
Pull off a podium there. Just don't come home. Do it again next week.
There you go. Now, I do metal detecting as a hobby, and they're having a big event down there that weekend.
That's awesome. I've always thought that'd be a lot of fun. We've had cheap ones. I never quite got into it enough to get a good one for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's really nice if you get on a nice
Catch
site.
up. 20. Car.
You know, if you love history like I do, you get on a good site, you find some old stuff, man. It's a lot of fun.
There's nothing neater than to pull up something that's old and to think about what whose hand was holding it. The whole story around it. Yeah, I like history. I'm sort of World War II a lot. I enjoy watching a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get on some Civil War stuff down there because we don't have it up here. I mean, I find every now and then you'll find something, but there were no battles up here.
Right. I got a buddy that flew in one of those B-17 or B-24 bombers that, like the one that crashed here recently. He actually paid to go up in one of those from that company. That was terrible watching that crash.
The one in Texas.
Yeah, that just heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was. See, from back here, I can see all the cars. That makes it fun.
Well, you're gonna see the two going around and around, come back to you.
Can't wait. Should I finish them off as I go by?
Just we'll cheer and we'll laugh at it all over the thing. Now I'm gonna race him pretty normal.
Yeah, so that was actually qualifying. Qualify for 30
Left
minutes, and then
43,
you start.
car by.
You start where wherever you come out on qualifying. So I was slowest, as you can see.
Get ready, going green.
I hope to
pace
wreck
car
somebody
in.
else tonight. All right, good luck, Leroy.
Thank you. Good luck.
Green flag, green flag. You got a slow car on the left. Car stop on the left.
Yeah, only 10 cars tonight. So I should get a top 10.
Go left. One minute, 38.311.
Yes, sir.
One minute, 28.721. Car right. Clear. Go left.
So next week we're running the Daytona road course in these cars. I like that track a lot better.
One minute 30.326.
Hope these cars are tough.
One minute 29.354. Car stop on the left. Go right. Right side. Clear.
My bad, Leroy.
Hey, not a problem. I should have went the other way. Doing some landscaping now.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Yeah, he probably didn't see me because it got limited view in these cars, so he probably didn't see me coming.
One minute 54.132. 1 minute 31.119.
I'm not sure how much damage is slowing me down. Maybe I'll go in and take my fast repair. Or maybe I should wait till I really mess it up.
One minute 30.577.
Yeah, I reckon when you stop to do landscaping, it can mess with your lap times.
One minute 28.744. You knocked your wheels out of alignment.
I need to stop rearranging the wall too. Come on.
They say you cut the cord. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gain. 1 minute 31.051. 1 minute 29.736. Left side. Clear on the left. Car on your left. Clear on the left. One minute 31.678. Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the cord. Pit box in.
Can't lose any spots. I might as well come in and get my fast repair.
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Yeah, I get a pretty good lap in every now and then I rearrange the wall and cut the grass. Yeah, they seem to be pretty tough. What is taking so long?
That's it, go. 2 minutes 18.401. One minute 30.806. One minute 29.734. Right side. Clear on the right.
Jacob winning this thing.
Yeah, he just passed me. I guess I could have blocked him and put him in the wall or something.
Nah. He's fast, I tell you. They don't seem to pay the price for their tires or anything.
1 minute 31.528.
I feel like I got 4 flats.
I'm not fast enough to wear my tires out.
Still got the stickers on.
Still got stickers. No, I actually went into my fast repair and got tires.
That's one way to do it.
It didn't help any, but you know.
I guess I'm gonna hit that wall every time I go through that corner. It's ridiculous, Leroy. I got the meatball.
Which corner is that?
1
One
minute
of them concrete walls.
30.834.
Right before you get back on the main track, coming off that turn. I can't believe how good these guys are. I swear I'm doing the same thing.
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, I know some of them do a lot of road racing.
Yeah, but 40 seconds ahead of me? I'm running as hard as I can run.
One minute 32.894. You just got the white flag. That means one more lap to go. One minute 29.803. Car stop on the left. Car stop on the left. Checkered flag, checkered flag. Nice run, solid work.
Good race. Good job, Gary. We'll see you all next week. Daytona, final race.
That wasn't nothing but ugly.
Yeah, Roman says they must have nitrous. Hey, we got a top 10 out of it. Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah, I was saying Roman said they've got nitrous. That's why they're so fast.
I guess it a lot has to do with knowing when to roll in the throttle when it comes off the hills and the way it in and out of the thing to keep it smooth. I guess more of that just is needed.
Yeah, I guess so. And
I mean, a
but
second a lap over 30 minutes is what, 30 seconds? Something like that. You're behind.
yeah, so I was out here. I did some practice here earlier, not today, but I don't know, a week ago. And I was running 27s, 127s, a couple 126. And I think my fastest tonight was a 128. I don't know if it's conditions or what.
Was you running race conditions?
Yeah, so what I did, I went into the session and tested that way.
Yeah, I just learned about that this week, and that's really nice. I like that. But what we'll do, we'll come back out here either maybe this weekend sometime, and we'll come back to this course, and we'll try some things and see if you can get any faster and see if it feels any different to you. Maybe I'll get Andy to go along with us and just what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Humor me for a minute and see if any of this rings with y'all. Although, seventh place finish doesn't sound like it works too good.
Yeah, so you're going to torture me at this track?
Well, the thing is, the reason why is because this is where it's going to show up the most, how tight over the bumps. You're going to get a lot of the force feedback feels over that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Rockingham might be one that would also show up some good feedback. So we could even do the Rockingham since we ran it the other day.
Yeah, we could do that. Or, I mean, here is fine too. Maybe at some point I'm going to want to practice Daytona some more, but I do like that track better than this one.
All right, we'll try that, and then we'll just see if how it feels to your arms and see if you can feel the car better. I feel the car great now, and I struggled for a few years really trying to understand what it does, and I found some videos that finally, I mean, what they were saying didn't really. I don't think they, some of these guys don't know what they're talking about. You have to be careful who you listen to.
Yeah, I found that myself.
Yeah, I've noticed that be careful to take it. You got to hear it from 2 or 3 sources before you might can think that it's got anything real. All right, buddy. Well, I'm gonna give it up.
All right, got another question for you if you got a minute.
Yeah, sure.
So back to the different size wheels. Have you run iRacing with a smaller wheel, or have you just been using the one you got?
I'm gonna measure mine right now. Do you measure center to center or outside to outside?
Outside to outside.
I can't hear you.
Outside to outside.
Yeah, mine's measuring outside to outside 12 and a half. Maybe it's a sports car wheel I got.
I got you. Yeah, so yours is a little bigger than mine. Mine is just a hair under 12 inches. My steering wheel, that is.
All right, so you're saying that the NASCAR one is actually 14?
Yeah, the NASCAR wheels is 14, and that one that Adams got up on eBay that I was bidding on is 14 inches. And I went on some different websites, like Old Bastard's website is one that I've been going on a good bit. And for saving tires, a bigger wheel is supposed to be better because you have slower inputs, and then you can mess with your ratio on top of that yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All things being equal, yes, but if you're running 12 to 1 with a 12 incher and a guy with a 14-inch wheel is running 12 to 1, he's going to be slower and more precise, but you could bump yours from 12 to 14 and have the same effect. See, I don't think the wheel, all things being equal, yes, but you could run yours one notch higher than a guy with a 14 would probably run his, and y'all probably have the same slow input. Does that
Yeah,
not make
yeah,
sense physically to you?
yeah, it does make sense. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I'd like to talk to somebody that actually ran, both the smaller ones and the bigger ones, just to see, what the difference is rather than just what somebody put on the internet.
Right, I agree with that. Some of the guys run a formula wheel and they just as fast. So it's, you know, if that's, if you just want one for that reason, then yes. But 12, yeah, that's on the smaller side. But I would think you could run a one notch slower than everybody else and do the same thing if you like the wheel.
Yeah, yeah, I like the wheel pretty good. The one thing that I was afraid of, if I get that, it's got that universal hub, but then it's got another wheel bolted to it, and I'm not sure how much feedback is going to come through that rim.
Because of the weight.
Now, because like this, the one I have has got some wires in it because I got lights that come on, and maybe that one does too. I don't know, but actually, I don't think so though. I
No,
don't think the rim
that
itself.
one with the round center in it.
Yeah, I don't think that's got any lights in the wheel itself.
Here's what I understand about Fanatec. You have to have electronics in it so that when you plug it in, the base knows that that's a Fanatec wheel. If it doesn't see those electronics, it won't give you the force feedback. Now, through the pins, it sends you the voltage and the data comes through the pins to the wheel itself. So there's no wireless. Some of the systems have a wireless Bluetooth that talks, which I never want that. So with that wheel, if there's no lights on it and only buttons, well, of course, that'll go through the pins just like it would on any one. And if there's no lights, then it just won't send the voltage to it. But it still has to have that thing to tell the Fanatec base that this is a Fanatec. So all that's built in, and you should have a quick disconnect on it, right? On top of the universal hub.
Yeah, so yeah, the universal hub has a quick connect that would go onto my base. I think it fits almost any Fanatec base.
That's correct. Six hole.
Yeah. So,
Well, I don't know why you think that would affect feedback.
well, I don't know. It probably won't. It was just a thought I had, not knowing how it all works. But
All
I
the
can,
all the, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I can like with the wheel I have at Watkins Glen. If I have my force feedback set, I can feel when I go over the rumble strips. I can feel it, and I can tell which side of the car it's on. I want at least that with that wheel, and I'm not sure if I would get it.
The only reason you wouldn't is the weight of the wheel can hide. If it's a heavy wheel, it can hide some of the lower vibrations, which should just be a matter of turning it up a little bit. Unless you're all, if you had a 2 Newton meter wheel, I would think it'd be a problem. But you got a 6 to 8 Newton meter, so it shouldn't. It might blur the details a little bit, and you might have to crank up that intensity to get them to be sharp again. But that should be within an adjustable range. No, I don't think that's a concern because my wheel is 1,630 grams or something like that. It's one of the heaviest wheels. because it's got I don't know, whatever it's got on it, and I don't have any problems that I noticed because until you try somebody else's, you think yours is fine. But I don't think that would be a concern.
Right. Maybe what I'll do is try to talk to Adam.
Andy has the NASCAR wheel with the universal hub and the quick disconnect, so he's got the same setup. He might have the one that actually has NASCAR on it. I don't know if that was the one on eBay that you're looking at.
No, the one on eBay is not the NASCAR wheel. It's the MPI wheel. But it's on the universal hub.
Right, right. He likes the universal hub because you can move the buttons around and all that. But the universal hub in it has the electronics to tell it that it's a Fanatec wheel. So whatever wheel you bolt to that universal hub will work. That's the nice thing about the universal hub. But it's a little bulkier on the backside, I think, because it's a separate device versus being built into the wheel. But it allows you to pull off wheels and put other wheels. So I think that's a neat thing. If I had to do it again, I would get that just so that I could have run different wheels if I wanted to. Although I'm not much of an open wheel guy.
Right. Yeah, I've thought about that too. If I get that, then I could try different wheels. But man, them things are expensive.
Yeah, they're like $300 just by themselves. But if you get one in a deal like this, and you can save $50, $80, $100, and makes it worth it, then that's a different deal. But I wouldn't chase the price. If you can get to me, something almost has to be half price before it's worth me not going and getting it new and having all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've thought of that too. There's no
And
point in
people will
paying.
pay 80% of the new price, and they just must, be more hard up than I am. I'm just I'll eat the 25% and get the new one.
Right. So right now, the last I looked at it, it was a little less than half of what the wheel and the universal hub would be on Fanatec for a brand new one.
Well, what you need to do is figure out a percentage that you're willing to go to, and don't go over that, and call it a day. Because once you get to that number, there's no use to look at it again, because if you want it, you'll go buy the new one and do what you want to do.
Exactly.
All right, sounds good, man. I guess that's all I got tonight.
Alrighty. Well, so I'm running that nude league race Saturday night. I don't have a link yet to the stream, but as soon as I get it, I'll send it your way.
That sounds good, and I'll bust you up sometime tomorrow and see when you might be free this weekend, and maybe I'll try to see if Andy wants to jump in with us and just talk a little force feedback, play with it, and just see what we got, just for the hell of it, because it's the best it's ever felt to me. And if you don't do it right, you're not going to get a feel. It's important. I mean, that's why these guys run them. I used to run hardly any at all, and I can't believe I was even driving that way, because I couldn't feel the car, and now I can. It's been nice, but I'm still slow.
Yeah, okay. I think probably Saturday or Sunday, whatever works out, whatever would work best for you, just let
So
me
like
know.
3 or 4 hours before your evening race, or more in the morning?
I don't know what time you get up in the morning, but I'm up usually pretty early, so it could be either one.
Okay. Well, I'll bust you sometime tomorrow and see what you're feeling.
Yeah, okay. And
Oh,
then,
wait a minute. Friday. I'll bust you Friday about it.
yeah, okay. Tomorrow night is a draft. So
Ooh, that's right. How are we doing that? We just going to be in Discord?
well, it's supposed to be broadcast. I'm feeling we're going to be in Discord, and then it's going to be broadcast, and that's at 8 o'clock. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be. I don't think I'm going to be as high. Bowen's a lot better than I really. On a 1.5, I can hang with anybody, but he kind of showed he's got some talent tonight in the road races. That could mean something to a coach. So he'll probably go before me. I'm almost pretty sure now. So if I'm mid-pack, I'll be happy. We'll see.
Yeah, I know he's always been fast, but he's got problems finishing races. Like he ends up overdriving at some point.
That's right. All that matters is what points you got over the season, right? I mean, that's the telltale, and that's why you're here, because every race you're here, you show up, you get points. You don't wreck out unless you get wrecked, and that's where your strength is, as far as why they put you in Division 2, probably, and me too, because I don't have hardly any top threes, but I have a top 10, a top 12 constantly.
Yeah, so in Cup I had one top 10, the whole season. And the last race of the year, I got a top 10, but I finished 15th in points. And Jacob, I'm not sure what kind of finishes. I didn't really look at his finishes, but he finished just ahead of me, I think.
Here's what's going to be interesting to me. When you get down to the 8th and 9th pick, if you or somebody else is still on there, it might, if that coach already knows he's got you or somebody else or one of the two last picks, he might go get the best D3 because he's already going to get you as a D2. So rather than draft, say you or whoever else might be, I'm trying to think who else is other than me, you, and at the bottom there. Who else is probably in the back third like us? I might go 6th maybe, but it might be better. In other words, I don't think it would be a slam for the coach to skip over a D1 at some point and grab a D3 and then come back and get his guy the next time around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But in my mind, I got you much higher than a 5 or a 6. I got you more like a 1 or a 2.
I don't think so. I think maybe a 4, 5 if it's possible. And then, but see, at some point, and I think I'll probably go before they do this, they're going to start jumping to the D3 top guys. There's 2 or 3 there that could match up with the bottom of D2, and they can steal that guy and then come back and get a guy that's their last 4 picks that, you know, they don't really care which one they get of the 4. They might go get a friend in Division 3 or the top Division 3 guys that they think, and then come back and get what's left. So that's very possible.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think it'd be as a slam because, you know, they're only going on the last couple of years of what we've done. But if you look at me, I've got 1 top 3, I think. And I think I got a win in the Rising Stars, and that's it. I've had a few 5s, but I mean, I'm just consistent, and that's what you are.
Right. And
that's why we're there.
I think that'll go a long way as being consistent, like being there every race, finishing unless you just absolutely can't.
Right, because to win the championship as a team, it's points. Nothing to do with finishes and thirds and second. None of that matters.
Right. So in the trucks, I started out bad. I was back like 20, I think as far back as 24th in points. And then when I got my field of view right, I finished 11th in points in the trucks with a couple top 10s. So I don't know how much that means.
See, that's the way I am. Last year, about halfway through, I got my field of view about the time you did, because I mentioned it to you, and I think you researched it. I've been better since then. This is going to be my first full season where I feel pretty excited about my abilities more so than ever, and I think that's what you're feeling and saying by being able to come from 25th. You made a charge there late.
Yeah, I could tell a big difference in confidence and everything once I got my field of view correct.
I tell you, when I was chasing you around at Phoenix, I was damn impressed because I was hanging it out at Phoenix, and you were hanging it out right there with me, and you didn't get nervous with me on there. I mean, it was just, that was eye-opening for me. That's the best I've ever seen you race as far as lap after lap. You hit your marks. Everything was dead on for that whole time we run 10 or 12 laps or whatever it was. I could not get around you. I loved that. I thought that was so awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, and for sure, like I said, you know, even I think Watkins Glen was my first race when I actually got it right. And
well, see, there's where else you did well. I told Andy after that. I said, Leroy and run the damn road courses. I said he's gotten good at those because you were like a second better than me, and I was hanging it out, and I was like, man, he's figured it out.
Now, at that time, I had a single monitor with the correct field of view, but I got triple set up again, but I have that correct too. So that's even better because I got the right field of view, but I can look out the sides again now.
And you've got enough frames, enough frame rate, it don't bother you?
Yeah, it stays sometimes depending on the track, like Daytona. If I'm around a lot of cars, it can dip down in the 60s, but it's usually up 75, 80, and depending on where I'm at, it's pegged at 84.
Have you got that load set to where when it gets down to a certain frequency, it kind of turns everything back? Have you looked into that?
No, I haven't.
If you go into iRacing under graphics inside when you go to the pits and you go to options and you go to graphics, over on the left-hand side, there is something called, I think it's called load something or another. What it does is if you get down to, you pick the frame rate, 70, 60, when it hits that frame rate, it will back down on the graphics of, you get to choose the cars or the stands or the whole world or just the cars, and it will turn down the graphics to keep your frame rate at that frame rate. So if you tend to dip in the 40s or 50s on some of those tracks, you should look into setting that, I think they call it car load or something load, LOAD. It's on the left-hand side of that screen once you go to graphics in there. And you can set that to where you'll never drop below a certain amount. It'll just make your graphics worse. That might be more important than having good graphics if it gets bad.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, look in that because, but if you get down to 60, you're fine. But if it starts hitting 50, it starts doing that little shimmering thing. If you can set that, it'll back down your graphics and keep you above that so it doesn't get to where your inputs are slow.
Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, have fun. Look into that. I'll see you, Leroy.
All right, see ya.
I enjoyed it.
Same here. All right, well, I didn't mean to keep the stream going while we were jabbering on, but anywho, so tomorrow night at 8 o'clock is the stream for the draft. So we'll see how that goes. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.